मैम इजी है
So,
ना?
listen, yeah, बिल्कुल easy है, don't worry. Just don't worry. अब आपका काम है पढ़ना और कुछ डाउट्स हो तो क्लियर करो. Don't worry, your paper will be nice. Okay? अच्छा देखो EOQ हम कर रहे थे ना लास्ट लेक्चर में. सो ये 12th सम हमने ऑलरेडी कर लिया है. ठीक है. 13th सम इज ऑलरेडी डन. 14th सम हो गया है. ठीक है. नाउ 15th take 15th sum as homework. See what is given. From the following information, calculate EOQ of a particular component. Quarterly demand is 2500 units. Now, quarterly demand. Quarterly month matlab 3 months. So, how many times 3 months comes in a year? 4 times. Are you getting my point? Quarterly means 3
यस
months.
मैम.
So, 3 into 4 becomes 12 months, no? So, it is 4 times. So, 2500 into 4 has to be done in the bracket. Okay, ordering cost per order is already given 200 rupees. And inventory carrying cost is given already, that is rupee 0.50 per unit. So then you will be able to find out the answer. Is that clear, everyone?
यस मैम.
Okay, so this will be your homework, and I will give you wait, I will give you one more, two more, so that you become confident for EOQ sums also. See, half yearly demand, half yearly consumption is given 500 units. So you have to multiply it with 2. Procurement cost means ordering cost per order 31.25. And storage or carrying cost means inventory carrying cost rupee 1 per unit. Everything is given. And you just have to calculate all the formulas. There are 4 formulas, huh? EOQ, number of orders to be placed in a year, annual ordering cost, you can say annual procurement cost, and annual carrying cost means total annual means total inventory carrying cost. Okay, next 10th sum, monthly demand is given 1000 units. So what you will be multiplying with?
12.
Very good. 1000 into 12. Ordering cost per order is 120 rupees. Inventory carrying cost is 10 percentage. But this 10 percentage, I don't need percentage. I need per unit. So what is price per unit? Rupees 20. So 20 into 10 percentage will be taken. 20 into 10 percentage will be taken in the denominator. So then you will be able to calculate your answer. Okay. Nothing new point. Okay, and last 11th sum. Annual consumption is already given 4800 units. So nothing to multiply with into 2, into 3, into 4. No, nothing. Price 24 per unit. Carrying cost is 12 percentage per annum. But I don't want it in the form of percentage. I want it in the form of per unit. So what per unit is given? Price per unit is given. How much is the price? 24 rupees per unit. Into 12 per unit percentage, you will get the denominator ICC per unit. Ordering cost per order is already given 24 per order. Is that clear?
यस मैम.
Will you do all the sums in homework? So 9,
यस
10,
मैम.
11, and these are unsolved questions. And from solved, sum number 15. Is it clear? Will you be able to do it? Yes, come on, tell me quickly. Will you be able to do it?
यस मैम.
Okay. So now we are starting with a new chapter that is known as leverages. Yeah. This is the chapter that we are going to start. So, leverages. Now, what do you mean by leverage? Can anybody tell me what do you mean by leverage? See, whenever company has borrowed funds, so whenever company has borrowed funds from your profits, suppose you are earning 2 lakhs, the profit of rupees 2 lakhs. So from 2 lakhs, you will have to pay interest on borrowed funds. Yes. So there is a portion of, you can say, um, payments to be done to the borrowed fund holders, and that is to be done from your profits. So your profit may decrease because you have borrowed the funds from the outside market. Example, loan from the bank. So because you are taking loan from bank and you have to pay interest to them, therefore the interest will be paid from your profits. Are you getting my point? See, capital structure decisions. While structuring our capital has two parts. How many parts? Two parts. First is owned funds and another is borrowed funds. So while structuring our capital, we think about the main objective of the company while structuring our capital, while structuring their capital, is to maximize the wealth of the shareholders. Now, who are the shareholders? Who owns equity and preference shares of the company? And basically equity. Because preference will not last forever. But equity shares are the ones who last forever and they remain with the company forever and ever. Okay. So they are basically talking about the shareholders of equity, equity capital. Okay, so the main objective of the firm is to maximize the wealth of the shareholders. So you need to understand how much capital should be invested in the form of equity, invested in the form of preference, and taken as borrowed funds. You should not invest all the money in borrowed funds because what will happen, all your profits will be taken away by the borrowed fund holders in the form of interest, in the form of payment to the borrowed fund holders. So it should not happen that way. Okay, so the structure that a capital, a company needs to form a capital in an appropriate way can be calculated through leverages, can be understood through leverages. The process of leverages will help you understand to decide the capital structure of the company and will help you understand that how much is your profit and what is taken away by the borrowed fund holders, and finally what is left over with our shareholders of the company. So the more the amount of the profits left over for our shareholders of the company, the more wealth will increase for our shareholders. And the more wealth is increasing, the more you know mm, goodwill of the company increases. Why? Because if you are increasing the wealth of your shareholders, they will be happy, they will invest more. If they will invest more, there will be a publicity in market. Okay, because they are investing, they are happy, so they will inform their friends, their relatives about your company. Similarly, others will also invest in your company. So when others invest in your company, the shareholders invest more and more in your company. What will happen? More capital will come in your company. More funds will enter in your company. So what will happen? You will expand your company with the help of production level, increased production level. Earlier, you had only 2 lakhs ka funds. So you could produce 10,000 kgs, maybe 20,000 kgs. But now shareholders are investing more and more funds. So you have more capital to invest in your business. You can produce 50,000 kgs of goods. You can even produce 1 lakh kgs of goods. If you are producing more, you will be able to sell more in the market. And if you are able to sell more in the market, you will be able to earn, you will be able to generate more profits in the future. And more profits in the future, more wealth for the shareholders again. Because more profits, more wealth for the shareholders, more dividend to the shareholders. Because dividend is paid from the profits only. Are you getting my point? So leverages will help you understand and calculate the amount of profits to be given to the borrowed fund holders, and the profit which is left over for the shareholder funds. So the main motto is to maximize the wealth of the shareholders. So this is one way to understand whether our wealth is maximized or not. Are you getting my example? Did you understand what leverage is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now there are two types of leverages. Actually three. Okay. First is operating leverage. Operating. Now operating means it is related to the business. Operating. Operating always means which is directly related to the business. So what is the formula of calculation of degree of operating leverage? We need to calculate degree. So the degree of operating leverage is contribution upon EBT. How to calculate contribution, how to calculate EBIT, I will tell you. What is EBIT? Earnings before interest and tax. E earnings, B before, I interest, T tax. So the relationship between sales and earnings before an interest and tax will help you understand the operating leverage. So the formula of operating leverage is contribution upon EBIT. Okay. Next, financial leverage. Now financial means the earnings that you invest, earnings that your company earns, first of all, that is EBIT. Earnings that your company earns, that is EBIT, before giving interest, before giving tax to the government. Now from that particular profit, which is known as EBIT, how much do you pay interest and what is left over with you in your company? How much the interest is paid to the borrowed funds, because we want to understand what is left over with our company, how much actual profit is left over with our company for our own shareholders. We need to understand with the help of financial leverage. Financial means how many funds, how much funds are borrowed from the outside market in the form of loans, in the form of debentures, okay, in the form of bonds. So these are the types of borrowed funds, and I have to pay them interest anyhow from my profits. So what is my profit? EBIT, earning before interest and tax. Before interest means interest is not paid to the borrowed fund holders. Now I have to take interest out from this particular profit, EBIT, and pay it to them, to debenture holders, to bank loan. Okay. So when interest is paid to the borrowed fund holders, what amount of profit I am left over for my own shareholders? So that will be known as EBT. EBT is earning before tax. Now I will pay tax to the government. So finally, the profit that is left over for our company will be EAT. EAT is earning after tax. So therefore, our formula is EBIT upon EBT. EBIT upon EBT. And last, contribution. Oh, sorry, combined leverage. What is combined leverage? It is a combination of operating and financial leverage. It is combination of operating and financial leverage. Now I will explain you here. Just a minute. See, first of all, there are. Let me start with the format. See, the format is sales minus variable cost You will get contribution. You will get contribution. Less fixed cost. You will get EBIT. Less interest on borrowed funds. You will get EBT, earnings before tax. And after that, if you deduct tax, you will get,
Earning after tax.
very good, earnings after tax. Now this is leftover profit for my shareholders. So now this is the format first of all. Just a minute. Okay. Now this is my format. So wherever any leverage question will be asked, the format will be used. This format will be used. Sales minus variable cost, you will get contribution. You will deduct fixed cost, you will get EBIT. Minus interest on borrowed funds, you will get EBT, earnings before tax. Because it is before tax, so you need to deduct tax. So less tax, you will get earnings after tax. We have done this format somewhere. Sales minus variable cost, will get contribution. Less fixed cost, will get EBIT. Have we done it somewhere?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Where?
In
Which chapter?
costing.
In costing. Okay. You have done it in costing, no? Okay. Fine. So now there are three types of leverages. So number one is operating leverage. Operating leverage will be calculated with the formula of contribution upon EBIT. So what is your contribution will be here. What will be your EBIT will be here. So both things are divided. You will get degree of operating leverage. This is degree of operating leverage. And in short, it is known as DOL. DOL. D means degree, O means operating, L means leverage. Degree of operating leverage, DOL. Okay, what is the formula? What is the formula for DOL? Yes, please repeat. What is the formula for DOL?
Contribution upon earning before interest and tax.
Very good. Contribution upon earnings before interest and tax. Next, degree of financial leverage. What is the formula? EBIT upon EBT. That is earnings before interest and tax upon EBT means earnings before tax. Earnings before interest and tax upon earnings before tax. This is the formula for degree of financial leverage. Now let me calculate degree of combined leverage. Combined leverage. Now the word itself, the title itself explains. Combined means the combination of operating and financial. So the formula will be, see, if it is combination, so we need to multiply both of them, no? So this will be contribution upon EBIT multiplied with EBIT upon EBT. See, both the answers have to be multiplied, no? So contribution upon EBIT, the formula of DOL, that is operating leverage, and formula of DFL. DFL means degree of financial leverage, and DCL means degree of combined leverage. So the formula of DFL is EBIT upon EBT. So contribution upon EBIT into EBIT upon EBT. So now what will happen? What will happen? This EBIT will be cancelled out. The denominator will be cancelled out. Okay. How should I do it? This EBIT will be cancelled out, no, denominator, and this numerator will also be cancelled out. Common cancellation नहीं करते हम maths में. Denominator and numerator cancel. समझ आ रहे हैं आपको?
Yes, ma'am.
So the formula. तो formula क्या बन जाएगी? Therefore the formula will be contribution upon EBT. क्योंकि EBIT denominator and EBIT numerator both will be cancelled out. So what will be left over? Contribution upon EBT. So this is the formula of combined leverage. Or you have another formula also for calculation of DCL. What is the formula? Or there is one more formula, huh? Wait, I will tell you. See, what is the formula? DOL multiplied with DFL. See, it is a combined leverage. No, combined means both answers will be taken. The answer of DOL after applying the formula of contribution upon EBT, and the answer of DFL after applying the formula of EBIT upon EBT. Both the answers will be taken and multiplied with each other. The answer will be DCL. What will be your answer? DCL. Is it clear, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
So how many formulas for DCL? Two. One is contribution upon EBT. This is the formula. How did we calculate contribution upon EBT? This is what I was explaining you through this highlighted part. EBIT cancel. Therefore, contribution upon EBT is the final formula for DCL. Or you can take both of the answers of DFL and DOL and multiply with each other. The answers will be same for both the formulas. The answers will be same out of both the formulas. So no need to worry. You can check your answers with either of them. Okay. Tell me, what is the formula of DOL?
Contribution upon earning before interest and tax.
What is the formula of DFL?
Earning before interest and tax divided by earning before tax.
Tax. Very good. Earning before tax. Very good. And what is the formula of combined leverage? Directly tell me the formula.
Contribution divided by earning before tax.
Very
Or
good.
second,
Very good.
DOL into DFL.
Very good. What is DOL?
Degree of operating leverage.
And what is DFL?
Degree of financial leverage.
Very good. So we're done. We are done with the three formulas. And these three formulas will be calculated with the help of this format. Until we calculate this format, until we take this format out, no, we will not be able to calculate the formulas because we need contribution, and contribution will be calculated in this format. Because we need EBIT, EBIT will be there in this format. Because we need EBT, so EBT will be there in this format. So everything will be there in this format. Have you got the answer? Have you got how we need to calculate? Any doubt?
No,
Any
ma'am, no
doubt?
doubt.
Yeah. Okay. So we will continue after a short break of 5 minutes. Let me just save this worksheet. Okay. So now let's take a short break of 5 minutes and then we are going to continue with practical questions. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.